Hello, today I will show you how to use domain instead of IP address in GitLab command when you are running the pipeline inside the GitLab. Because last time I presented the pipeline where there is an IP address instead of a domain. So I'm talking about this, and I will show you this how it looks like, because without this step you would not be able to understand. So I will click this migrate Jenkins to GitLab article, and I will scroll down here, and here you can see git at 10.10.0119, and then when I'm using this clone, I'm using the $repo URL. So exactly I am using this variable. So instead of this 10.10.0119 IP address, I would like to use a domain. So I will click this article that I wrote already, and I will scroll down here, and I have something like repo URL gitlab.sysadmin.homes. So I'm using the domain instead of the IP address. How to achieve this goal? Well, this is quite complex solution, just because you have to perform some steps to make it work. So this is my step-by-step guide, and I will be just doing it, because without this step you will not be able to proceed. So let's switch to this GitLab project Tycho, and now what you need to understand here is something like settings and the repository here. So, and in the deploy keys there will be a key, and you have to just click button delete the key, get rid of this key from here. And what kind of key I'm exactly talking about? So basically I'm talking about the key that is located here, and I presented it on this screen. So I'm logged in as a GitLab runner user, you can see. So I switched to this user, and then I went to the SSH directory. I listed the content, and this is the ID ed25519 public key, and I'm talking about this key. So you need to display the content of the key, copy it, and paste it to a GitLab, but where? Not into the project, but instead go to user, so click here, go to preferences or edit profile, it doesn't matter, and now select the SSH key, click add a new key, paste the content here. For example, you can get rid of the expiration date and leave everything as it is. Title will be automatically filled because it will use the comment from the SSH key that you pasted into this field. And you can see I have this key added, gitlab-runner, GitLab runner. So yeah, you need to compare, of course, the key, and that it. You can even click this one, and you can see this key is added here. So you can make a simple comparison between the key on the server, between this one and this one. So you need to make sure that the key is identical. Fantastic. So this part is already done. And now there is a time to make something else, and I will just explain at the next step, because without this you cannot do anything like this. So basically the next step is to I will minimize this window and this window too, and I will open this one, and you need to just understand how everything is working. So basically, to make it work, you need to get the certificate from this server. So this certificate is here and over here, and connection is secure, and you can see something like more information, and here is the security view of the certificate, and this is the certificate. So you need to download this certificate from this GitLab server to the machine, to the GitLab runner, right? So here, exactly here, you need to make it work. But before you will do this, you need to just do something like log out from this user. From this particular user, you have to log out because you need to be a root or a user with sudo privileges. And Adrian, in my case, is a user with sudo privileges. So I can level up, I can escalate the privilege, and this is not a problem. So basically, you need to type sudo apt get or sudo apt update, so it will get updates. And after that, you need to install OpenSSL. So sudo right apt or apt-get install OpenSSL, and I have the OpenSSL already installed. This is it. And then you need to perform something like echo command. So I will grab my history through the echo command, echo, and yeah, exactly this one, 172. So I will execute this command like that, and fantastic. Now I release the content and I have a gitlab.crt file. I have this certificate here. So I can now verify the downloaded certificate by using a command open SSL and then something like x509 and -in, and now the GitLab CRT, and then something like -text and -no out. Here we go. The key is displayed. Excellent. So you can verify the downloaded certificate, and this printed out the details of the certificate, allowing you to ensure that the certificate is the correct one. Fantastic. So this is the step that is already done. And then what you need to do, what you have to do, you just need to escalate privileges, so sudo and then cp to copy this GitLab CRT file into the USA, and then local and share and cr dash certificates. So you need to copy this and then delete the content ls h. Why not? And something like this, and USA, then local and share and cr certificate, and now the name of the GitLab .crt file. So exactly, you can see it is located here. Fantastic. And now the next command, sudo update -cr certificate, something like this. And because I already added the certificate, you can see 0 added. If you will add it, then you will see 1 added, because the certificate can be added only once. Okay, so of course you can remove it and re-add it once again into this server, into this machine, GitLab running. Okay, so fine, the certificate is added. Excellent. And what is now very important, that you need to switch back to the GitLab runner user, go to the cd ssh directory and list the content once again. And now what I want to do, I want to connect with SSH, so -i to point to the ed255 ID, yeah, to this private key, ID ed25519, and then something like -t and git and at, and now GitLab, yeah, this admin.homes, something like this. And you can see your authorized access is prohibited. However, welcome to GitLab Adrian, because the private key is connecting to the GitLab and the public key is added to Adrian user, right, on a GitLab. That is why it's able to recognize me. And also can perform a very similar command, but without even using the key, but -T will do exactly the same thing, and it will return the same result. So this is it. This is the so-called first step, actually, that is very important and is connected with keys. Now log out to the user with sudo, in my case Adrian, And now we need to unregister the GitLab runner. So sudo GitLab runner and unregister, unregister, and something like dash dash all and dash and runners, like that. And that is interesting because sudo GitLab runner unregister or runners should work. Okay. All runners. Now it's working. My fault. Dash dash all dash runners. And you can see unregistering all runners and unregistering runner from GitLab succeed. That's it. So this is the step that is very important. And now there is a next step that is important. So you need to navigate to your GitLab. So I will show you this. And after that, when you navigated here, you need to just do something like removing the runner from the project, because without this you will not be able to proceed. So basically what you need to do, you need to go to the something like, I say, a project, right? So scroll up or eventually click this icon and go to this Tycho project, and here go to settings and the CI/CD section here, and now expand runner section, get rid of this runner, so remove it please. And yeah, it's removed. Now click this new project runner, type docker here, yes, also description docker, and maximum so you can type 600 because this is the hint below, so you know exactly what to do. Create the runner, and now you can see something like URL and the token. Excellent. So now it is a time to go back to the command line and type something like exactly register, just like that. So get rid of this, and now go back to the GitLab and copy this URL and go back to the command line and paste it here, and the registration token. So you can eventually break it, and because you need to type the with the okay, so yeah, one more time, Control C, something like this. So you copy exactly this one from here to here, and now token. So copy the token, here we go, and paste the token here. And now enter a name. So I will call it Docker because I provided the same tag and the description inside the GitLab. Now you need to enter an executor, also Docker, because it will be an executor. So you need to build Docker containers, and then the default, so Docker latest, and it should work, Docker latest image, and now it is configured. So basically this is not the end. Now into sudo vim etc gitlab and something like config.toml, right? And you need to edit this file. And now I will just switch back to the tutorial, because this is very important step. So I will show you this, and now something like this is very important here. So go to browser, and this step is crucial actually. Without this you will not be able to proceed. So basically ensure that entry contains tags, privileged is set to true, and there is also something like services underscore limit equals 1. So we need to go back to the command line, and we will use this thing here. Okay, so first of all I will just switch the privileges to true. This is the first step. Then I will go here and I will open a new line, and now I need to add something like a tag, because without tag I will not be able to proceed. So type docker, this is my tag, and inside the curly inside the square bracket, something like this. So I have this, and also we have a quotes, so this way, and at the end this is it, and in the beginning it will be tag equals something like this, right? Tags equals docker, and this is the way how we can proceed. And this is exactly the step that is important, because without tag it will not work, just because tag is needed to recognize the runner. And now exactly remember about spaces, services underscore list limit underscore services underscore limit equals 1. Exactly this one, services underscore limit equals 1, privileged true, and tags docker. Excellent, save it, and then you can use the command, but something like restart, so sudo GitLab runner restart, and then eventually you can check the status, and you can also type something like list, and that's it. So it is working, and now we need to make sure that the runner is connected. So view runners, wait for this, and yeah, we have a green dot. So the green dot means that the runner is connected and everything is working as expected. Excellent, so this part is already done, and now there is another part that is also important, and without this part you will not be able to work. So let's go to the tutorial and find out what is the next step. So after that you need to modify the .gitlab-ci.yml file. So all of it is already in my project, and I will show you. You just can copy all of this and paste this file into the root directory in your project, right? So I'm talking about this. So let's switch to the project, and I will show you that in fact it is working. So here we go, and now go to the Tycho project here. This is the name, and here you can see in the root directory there is a GitLab CI YAM file. So it exactly contains all the steps that are needed to execute this pipeline. And then you need to go to pipelines here, build pipelines, so on the left side here, and you have something like failed, and I don't know why it failed. That is really interesting. If you want to find out why something failed, just go to something like build and jobs. Here we go, and now you can find out. If you will click this one, you will see what happened, and here something happened and is wrong, and here also something happens and is wrong. So probably there was something wrong. There is a clean space. So yeah, it is not working anymore. And basically, if you want to rerun it, you can try to retry this one and go back to jobs. And now you can also try to retry this one. So you can try to execute those that are failed, and we will see is it working as expected. So we can try to click this one that is running, and now you should see is it running or not. I mean, it should execute, it should perform all the steps without any issues. So basically it should connect to the runner and it should work just like a charm. And now there's also something that is good to understand. So on this GitLab runner, I will switch to sudo user, so sudo-i, and now I will go to cd var lib and something like docker, and inside this docker you have something like volumes. So cd volumes, go here, and listen. Do not remove anything from here. Runner, you can see, because this is created by a runner. If you will get rid of this runner dash and the string, you will receive an error. And just because all the steps that are defined inside this pipeline are executed on this host. This host is responsible for building the Docker container with Alpine in my case, right? So this is the way how it works. And yeah, so now if you will try to go to the to display the content, or eventually yeah, we can try to go into the runner, some of this, and we can try to tab 0. I have no idea which one to. I will try to use the cache one, at least the content. So inside there is something like data. Let's go data, yeah, and list the content, and it's empty, right? So we will get rid of this cache, and now we will try to list it. And now instead of it, we will try to get here. So cd here, list the content, cd data, like that, list the content, and you can see there's something like developer. So go here, list the content, cd tyco, list, and you can see it contains a Docker file, etc, etc. So it has all the files. So it downloaded them and went to the repository and downloaded the repository, and it is it was able to execute it. And now you can see it is working. So basically it is downloading everything here, all the packages. It's installing them one by one, and at the end you should see it is running the test, and the test should execute properly. Okay, yeah, packages are installing, and the test should execute after that, and the test should perform without any issue, and you should be able to work with this test. So what I will do in the meantime, because I was testing it previously, I will open the Dolphin, and I will go to the downloads, and I will get rid of this build maybe. So I will also get of the artifacts, and I will also get rid of this one, and I will just create a new directory. I don't know, blah, why not? And I will try to move everything into the blah. Yeah, move here. And just because I like to have a clean environment here, and now you can see job succeeded, excellent. The next one is performed, so also, or not, or is it running still? Probably it's running. So yeah, you can see it's running and it's executing, excellent. However, we can go to artifacts, and now for the one that was successful, we can just click here and download the content. So artifacts zip are downloaded. I will minimize it, we'll minimize it too, and we'll open this one. Now you can see we have an artifact here, so I can just extract it here. Okay, and then extract this one. So probably there is an extract option here. Okay, extract archive here. We have a builds, we have developers, tyco. So exactly the structure of directories that were visible on the server, on the GitLab runner host actually. And so we will go to logs first, and I will open this log. So this is our log. So we can see what happened here. I will close it. And also there's something like reports, HTML report, and open the index HTML file. And let's check this one and open this one. It didn't open. Click it twice. Ah, now it's open. And it should display the content. Congratulations, you've gone all green. And if you will click this one on the left side, you can see all the steps that were performed. So all of it is green. So you can see it was able to log into AWS and test it that it is able to log in. So this is a very simple test. However, you can see it is working. So basically, this is executed. So the pipeline is created the way that you can add more servers there, but thanks to this, it is able to run. I will show you this. If you will click on the pipeline here, you will see it's divided into build, and so it's divided into two jobs actually, right? This one was executed, and this one is still working. And you can see it is running. So exactly the same thing, but this time it is executing a test for Argo CD website. So it is done this way. And if you will click on the Tyco and we'll go back to the root directory of this project and click on this one, and I will scroll. So here you can see how it is working. And so you can see basically that the first one is using AWX username and password, and it is testing the AWX. And then there is the next one. You can see build and test. So we have two jobs, so we can define more than one job inside the pipeline. And this is a very convenient approach, just because you can add another server, another server, and basically you run one pipeline and you can test all the servers at once, just like that. They will be executed one by one, and it will be working this way. So after, I don't know, 5 minutes or less, it depends of course on how the test is created and how big it is, how many options it has, and how many information, how many buttons you have to click and information get from the website, for example, an application to perform a test. But in most cases it takes, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, it depends. So basically you can test it. And what is very good approach here, and every time when you push something to the repository, when you perform a commit actually to the repository, it is building automatically the pipeline, and it is automatically picking up the code and is performing a test. So this is something that I find very good, because every change can be tested, and then you can find out is it working as expected or not. So if you will make a new mistake in a new commit, right, then you have to verify where did you make a mistake and correct it, just like that. You need to go to your code, and this test will show exactly which part failed, and then you will have to find out what is the reason. For example, maybe some kind of function in I don't know, in the code, yeah, it's not working as expected, and that is why it is failed. So this is the way we work every day, and this example shows you something very interesting and important. If you have a GitLab and if you have a Jenkins, basically you can get rid of Jenkins, or eventually, you know, leave Jenkins for something else. I can't explain now what kind of repos it will be, because in my opinion, if I have a GitLab, I would like to use GitLab instead of Jenkins to perform all the tests. Of course, there's something like a schedule, so I don't want to waste time anymore, but in the build there's something like pipeline schedules, and if you're curious, you can schedule the pipeline. So let's go here for a moment, and I'll show you that you can do this. And if you will go to this section, you will be able to execute it without any issue. For some reason it doesn't want to open. Maybe this one. Yeah, here. Pipeline schedules, and create a new pipeline schedule. Let's click this one, and here is the explanation. So there's a description, how often, so you have an interval pattern, you have cron time zone, you can select target branch or tag, and variables, etc. And so you can create a pipeline schedule to schedule when pipelines should be executed, and then you can plan it. So if you want to run, for example, pipeline at weekend, and you do not work at weekend just like that because you work between Monday and Friday, right? Then you can plan execution of your scripts or your pipelines and of your testing of the application. So you made a commit on Friday, and let's say on Saturday and Sunday all the pipelines will be executed and will test the new commit, and on Monday you will go back, you will review, test. If everything will be green, then you are fine, and that is okay, so you can work with the next, I don't know, release, or you can do something else. And if something will fail, you will just take your time and fix the issue, and then you can plan one more time test. So this is not a very big deal. Yeah, so basically this is everything that I wanted to present today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day or night. Take care. Bye bye.